Now, moving on to the second part, which is the king's destination needs to be safe, right? Let's take a look with an example. Uh, yeah. So let's say, yeah, let's take a look at this. If you take a look carefully, you notice that the king is not in a check, right? You could honestly merge these 2 points because they really mean the same thing. But if you'll take a look that the king is not under check, right? But we cannot castle along the king's side. Why is that? Because as soon as we would castle, we would end up coming under check, right? We would be checked by the bishop, and that's not allowed. Now, moving on, we'll cover these 3 points. That is the rook safety, the rook path, etc. You'll notice that okay, we're still under check, so I'll just reset this part, right? Mm, yeah. So you'll notice that despite this rook being undefended, we get the option to castle. Why is that? We can castle simply because we are not under the king is not under check. So when I castle, I I end up having yeah, I end up getting the opportunity to castle, and that's simply because we are not under check. The rook, on the other hand, was undefended and it was going to get captured. But because we only care about the king's safety, that's exactly why we could castle. Now, moving on, we don't even care about the rook's path or if the rook's destination is under attack, right? And that's simply because um, the king's safety is the highest priority, right? We only consider these rules, right? So, for example, say the rook would have come under attack afterwards, right? But we don't really care about uh the rook being attacked or it having a potential capture. That's simply because our king is not under check or and the king hasn't moved. Uh, and none of these five rules have been violated. So I hope you guys understood a bit more about castling. We will dive a bit more in depth if required. I hope you guys understood this concept. Thank you.